Morning guys, so hopefully our last day in here. We've got a door to rehang, but it should go straight in the original hole, fingers crossed, because it came from there anyway. And obviously we're going to get the flooring down, so everything's looking really nice in here now. So with all the upstands and that all on, obviously we've still got the cardboard everywhere. The electrician's been in, put his face plates on everywhere, so everything's all up and running. Oven's running, hobs are up and running. I think the fridge is up and running. I didn't actually look. Yep, fridge is up and running. So we've got a fully functioning kitchen. Obviously we've got packs of flooring still around, which we're going to start today. We're just going to give the floor thorough clean and a hoover, mark out our centre line, work out our pattern, and then we're going to come through with the herringbone and straight out there, and then hopefully back down through there. So stay tuned for a how-to on how to lay the herringbone, and we'll be back. See you in a bit. Okay, herringbone flooring. Right, first thing you're going to do is work out which way you're going to have the floor running, whether you're going to go left to right, front to back. We are going front to back, or back to front if you like. You then find where you're going to start. Now, because of the kitchen we're in is this passageway, so I'm looking to have the main run of it nice and central through the centre of our kitchen. Now I don't know if you can see the red line there. So we want to centre our herringbone so that it's reasonably centred to the floor. Now anybody would think your centre mark is going to be there. You're wrong. Your centre mark is actually the centre of that plank. These are 120, so that's 60 mil. So that's your centre line, and then you'll measure down 60 mil from that one to your centre line again. And just to prove that, where's my little level gone? 2 seconds. I had it here a minute ago. What I've done with it? There it is. Just to prove the point, if I put my level down there, you can see got what, 15 mil, and if I do the same there, got 15 mil. So that is how you will centre your herringbone floor to your room. So obviously now we need to find our starting point, which is where we do our first triangle cut. So I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so first thing we need to do, you get a rough pattern like that, and then you're going to cut a triangle. So some people would think you would go from that point to that point, so you go from there to there, but you don't. You'll go from there to this point. That way, when you do that, it's a perfect triangle. If you do it like that, as you can see, it's a wonky triangle. So we're going to cut now those with a knife along those lines. I'll just get my Stanley knife, wherever I've put it. There she is. Now this is LVT, guys, so remember, this is just score and snap. So put some weight on it. You haven't got to go mad scoring it, because you've got to be careful. You will end up following the grain if you're not careful, because your blade can easily get diverted. So what I do is slowly do it in inclination, so score it a few times one way, score it a few times, see what I mean, by how easy it is to move. And there we go, that's now scored. So I like to just mark them up. So this one is now surplus to requirements. Let's take it apart from this end. So we're going to snap it, break it. It's your first one. Snap it, break it. It's your second one. And I like to do is basically rebuild the triangle as I go, so that way I know everything's back in its right place. So I'm being a bit of an idiot. I'm trying to film and do it as I go. Okay, so I can now basically rebuild this. So now I know the order it all goes back in. And this is going to be our first triangle basically. Okay, so that one. Can just start it with it like that, but I've obviously made it a little bit bigger than that. The other thing you can have handy is a rubber mallet like this for doing any fine adjustments. And there we go. So that's our first, effectively our first triangle. Try and keep your offcuts from the side they come off, because again they are left and right sided. So you need to make sure you know which ones go where. And then you're going to put that in your starting point. So again, get our starting point line, which is, so the centre line is from the middle of that one to the middle of that one. I'm going to do a little pencil line through just on that one so that we can line it up easily. Basically, we're going to push this one now all the way down here, like so. Okay, so we're moving along. Right, so as you can see, we've got a V there, and then you've got another V basically there. So it's all looking pretty even at the minute. It's not bang centered, but it's close enough as I'm going to get it. But yeah, she's looking good. Everyone's going to be happy with the end result at the end of the day. So we're just going to carry on now, keep little infills going. So you have to remember, you've got to start with that one. So your next piece will go that way out, and then you can do that one. And the same here, so our next piece has got to go there, and then that should go in really. But it's not as easy as said. It's easier said than done when you're working in such small areas. But we're getting there. It's taking shape. I jumped the gun a little bit because really this flooring should have gone a little bit more that way. I have somehow managed to get it off centre, but to be fair, it's looking pretty good. The V is coming dead centre, which is what the main thing's going to look at, the centre line of your V. So I think that's going to be the most determining factor on this particular floor, but we'll figure it out one way or the other. Stay tuned. Okay, so I made a bit of balls up, didn't get it centered. Now it is centered. So now we've got it looking like it should do. So we've got that line there and that line there, so that will now look like all the cuts at either side are centered. I had it marked out right correctly in the first place, but I said it out wrong on the initial triangle because I got myself confused. It's easily done with this stuff. It is not the easiest floor in the world to lay, and I will tell you that now for nothing. If you've not laid a herringbone style click lock before, I advise seriously thinking about it, because it's so easy to get it wrong. But anyway, we're getting there. Now I can just keep filling my cuts in and just keep working my way through. So one thing I do recommend when you're doing this type of herringbone flooring, and you're doing what I'm doing here, you know, where we've got the same cut down both sides basically, keep one for each side. I've already marked this one, but keep one to use as a template to mark your next one. Do a few and then check, make sure you're still good. Obviously we've got plinth going on top of this, we don't want any other real weight. So, but by having that one template, like for example here, see this one, it is the exact same all the way down that side. It's been, that will sit in there like so, bosh, it's under the template. So we're going to keep that one, I'll cut that one, and then I will cut another one, and that's the template for there. So on and so forth, and just, obviously this side will only work up to this point, and then it'll be a different cut. But that one potentially could be the same cut right up to here. And that just saves you a lot of time and effort marking out if it's the same cut all the way through. So it's just a little tip for you. Okay, kitchen floor is coming along really nicely now. I am not going to be totally honest, I'm not overly impressed with this click system on this. It's not clicking in as well as some of the other ones I've done in the past. This is oak and grey, which is this stuff here. Oak and grey herringbone rigid luxury. Now it is clicking in, but it's not as tight as some of the other herringbone click locks I've laid. So if you're going to buy it, make sure you bear that sort of stuff in mind. But we're looking like we're getting somewhere now. As you can see, all this end of the kitchen is done. Got my little packers spacing it off, so I've got my expansion gap. I'm so glad that I trimmed the decor panels with a bit of flooring under them so that I could slide the flooring under. That's made it really easy. I haven't had to take any panels out yet. We're just working in there at the moment. Just basically the offcuts that are here, these offcuts which were from this side and from that side, they will get used in there, and some will get used there, going down there, and in there they will get used as well. So make sure you keep your offcuts. As you can see, I've got 2 piles at the moment, so they're all left and they're all right and left cuts, and they're all from the same one, so I know which one to pick from. Ricky's out here whipping this lino up, and he's having a right field day because not only was there a lino underneath here, but there was also this glued down self-adhesive flooring which went left to right. So luckily, because of the old tiles under that, it came up quite easily. We just got this little bit of latex here to chip away, where they've tried to level this floor to that floor when they did it. But all in all, we're not too bad, coming along nicely. Just going to finish in there, then we can get the dishwasher in, get that connected, get this floor finished, and all the plinths can go on. We can come in and level all the doors, cork up the tops of the upstands, do the silicone. Yeah, and then this room will be finished, and we only have the hallway floor to do. So it's only 10:15, so we're not doing badly. Less than 2 hours to do this floor, or about 2 hours to do this little floor. So I reckon we want a good push to get it finished today. That's the plan anyway. Stay tuned, guys, for more. If you need any more advice on how to cut this stuff or how to fit it, just hit me up in the comments and I'll try and do more in-depth videos. But I am on a bit of a push time scale today to get this finished, so I might not have time to do too much in the way of in-depth stuff. So stay tuned, guys. See you in a bit. I remember now why I don't like doing herringbone click lock flooring. If this was like an Antico glue down, no problem, we'd fly through it. But we're getting there. The kitchen's pretty much done. We're done inside the dishwasher area. Ricky's throwing all the plinths on, bit of skirting on. He's been corking up with some brown cork the tops of the upstands. He's just got the bit behind the sink to do, and then I'll do clear everywhere else. Right, so I took this panel off to get those bits in, and I've got a little tip for you. So obviously we've gone underneath the door frame with the multi-tool, and what we've done is we've put this piece in first, and then we're going to slide this one in. But what I've done is I've taken the little lip, the little locking bit off, so that should slide in, and with a little bit of wood you should be able to knock that in without too much trouble. So let me have a look and see if we can do it. So let's have a look. So I've got me a bit of wood. Where's my mallet gone? I just had it. Where I put the bloody mallet? Where's my rubber mallet at? It's alright, it's silly places. So tap in that. Should lock in absolutely beautiful, just like that. So I've got an awkward one to do there, but I can take this off with 2 screws. That will pop out, and then I can just drop that one in. Happy days. Sorry, I should have showed you. So I've got to get a piece in now, but it's actually very easy because I'm just going to unscrew this, drop it in, screw that back in. Happy days. Well, it's a couple of screws behind there. That's it, all done. Just like that. That's in. Drop me filler back in. Happy days. Happy days. Bit of skirting in there. Bit of skirting in there. Plinth. And we are done in here. So we're going to get the dishwasher in here now. And then we can finish getting the rest of that flooring up in the corner. I bought extension hoses for that. They're here somewhere. So we're going to get the dishwasher in, get it connected, clean the kitchen out, get the kitchen cleared, clear the hallway, start on the hallway. 12 o'clock and we're done in the kitchen, so it's not bad. So a lot of awkward cuts, but it's going to be even worse out in the hallway. Because at least in here we can sail it under plinths. Out there it's got to be cut and scribed properly. It's a lot harder, so we'll see in a bit. Okay, so it is 1:30. All the plinths are now finished. I've just got to do a clear bead of silicone around the bottom of the upstands. Ricky's gone around and he's tweaked all the cupboard doors, even though some of them still need to be a little bit more on them. One needs raising a little bit. But all the plinths are on. Everything's looking very nice. We've got our vent on under the fridge. But yeah, so I'm just working out here now. It's just quite awkward. So I've done those two cuts, but to be fair, they've got to go in last. I've got to come back and start from here. Sorry. I've got to start from here and fill it that way, because otherwise I can't slot them in, if you know what I mean. So you have to sort of work to it. But that side's done. I've got a few cuts that have got to be trimmed just to go in there, because they were off cut, so they will sit in there. And then what I can do then is, so basically what I might do is leave those two and just fire a load more up here, continue that whole row all the way through, doing all my cuts up to this piece, and then I can then backfill all the way down another row, and then that'll finish that section. At least it look like I'm getting somewhere. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave them two in at the end, and I'm just going to throw the rest of this row in, and then I can backfill and it'll look lovely. Okay guys, I am done. I'm beat. My back is gone, my knees are gone. The kitchen is finished. The client has asked us to throw a blind up and some shelves, but ideally it needs to be painted first. But we're going to come back Monday because I've done what I can. But it's proper done me. So we've fully siliconed all the worktops now. Got skirtings on. Everything's nicely siliconed. All the plinths are all in place. We put the door on for us, so that's on and done. So everything in here is, this kitchen is officially done. We've peeled the wrap a little bit just so she can peel it once she's finished decorating. We've managed to get the flooring through out to the threshold bar down there, all the way up to the front door. It's finished. So it's all finished up to there, and that is as far as I've got. All that's finished on that edge. So all I've got to do when I come back Monday is just finish that row off and go in there, and a few cuts in there. We've got the rest of the floorings there. Ricky's having a good tidy up through the rest of the house. But yeah, but this it's such hard work, Click Lock Herringbone. It really is such hard work. I'd much rather lay the glue down version, because the cuts are so much easier. You haven't got to lock it in, you just butt up and it looks lovely. But it's a bit dearer. But yeah, she's looking really good. She's ready for a bit of decorating. So if the client throws a coat of paint over the weekend or something, if she gets time, when we're back Monday I can do the blind and a couple of shelves that she's asked us to do on this wall behind me. But other than that, we're done. So don't forget guys, like, share, follow. Come back Monday. We're not here first thing. We are doing a small extractor fan, and we're going to core her out, and it's an inbuilt cupboard one, so it's one that goes in one of these cupboards, because we can't take the core out dead centre, we've got to go off centre because of the way the building is, but we'll talk about that Monday. So come back Monday for that and to finish this floor, and we'll see you soon. See you later guys, bye bye.